Right. So, what's up everyone? Mayong hapon kids sa inyo tanan. Welcome back to TEDx Villamontes Ideas Worth Spreading series, an online exclusive fundraising campaign where we talk with the leaders of today spearheading revolutionary work for a better tomorrow. My name is Gina Lopez, head of the Finance and Budget Committee, and I will be your interviewer for this week. We hope everyone sharpens their pencils and bring out their school supplies as this afternoon we will be talking with an organization helping to expand international education opportunities for Filipinos. Before we continue any further, however, we ask everyone to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, TEDx Villamonte. Link is in the description of the live. This will help generate funding for our TEDx coming this October. So please do subscribe and like all our videos on that channel. Madamo gid nga salamat. Our esteemed guest for today is Anton Cano. He is a graduate of De La Salle University Senior High School and currently a sophomore studying civil engineering at none other than NYU, New York University. He is also currently the president of CAMP Philippines. CAMP Philippines, or College Admissions Mentors for Peers in the Philippines, was founded on May 16, 2012 by three former scholars of the International School of Manila. Their aim is to provide and expand international education opportunities for young Filipinos and bridge the resource gap between international school students and local school students when pursuing international opportunities. They have formed a support system for Filipinos studying abroad, connecting both international school graduates and local school graduates. With this, they aspire to create a cadre of young Filipinos eager to return to the Philippines and affect social change. Without further ado, please welcome our guest for this afternoon, Miss Anton Cano. Thank you for joining us today.
Hello.
Right, so please tell us a bit more about Camp Philippines and guide us through the process that you guys do.
So Camp Philippines, like you said, is a nonprofit organization which is completely student run right now. So what we do normally is we have three main activities that we carry out during the year, mainly the mentorship program, the internship program, and the conference.
Hmm.
So for the mentorship program, what we do is we match mentors and mentees together so that we can help mentees achieve their dreams of studying abroad. The mentors that we have are mostly students who have already finished the application process and are already studying abroad at several universities. Many of these mentors are returning mentees from previous years who were helped by camp before and who want to give back to the cause as well. And secondly, we have the internship program. The internship program is a program where we allow students to apply through a link on our camp page. And then we act as a bridge between several companies based in the Philippines. And we forward these applications to them and help with internships, which can potentially be used for resumes and other activities so that they
Nice.
can apply abroad. And then lastly, which is our flagship project, the Camp Conference. The Camp Conference is annually held in August every year. But then, because of the coronavirus, we've decided to opt for a different strategy this year and have a completely online conference in the month of July.
I see. So I'm pretty sure a lot of conventions right now, including this TEDx, will be held online. So during this coronavirus, how are you still keeping in touch with the different members, with the different mentors and mentees of camp? Have there been any what's this? Have there been any challenges so far? Any hurdles that you guys have faced when applying for international schools right now, or in doing any of the programs that camp currently does? Hello po. Please wait for a second po as we might be experiencing technical difficulties at the moment. Please give us a moment. Thank you. So, as you've just heard right now to all our viewers, CAMP has three programs. They have the mentorship program, then they have the internship program, and they have their annual camp conference every August. However, due to the coronavirus, they're going to be shifting it online. Please wait for a moment as we try to contact again our interviewee. Hello po, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened, so I just reconnected my Zoom.
Sige
Sorry, can
po.
you repeat the question?
All right, the question was, have you faced any unique challenges right now trying to accomplish the programs of camp during COVID-19? How are you keeping in contact with the different mentors, mentees, and potential new applicants and new clients of Camp Philippines?
Yeah, so recently a problem that we've had is the inability to have a venue, like an in-person venue. So we're trying to find new avenues, new methods of gathering students in one place, whether it be online or through message chains and things like that. So what we're trying to do is have our online conference in July, which it will be a series of videos which can be accessed anytime, and some panels which will also be recorded. So what we're trying to do is make camp more accessible and take this opportunity to expand, because camp has generally been very Manila centric
Mhm.
because we've had an in-person conference and it's always been in Manila since many of our applicants come from Manila as well, right? So
Yeah,
we're just taking the opportunity presented by COVID. Everybody's at home, everybody's always online. So we're taking the opportunity to increase our online presence as well. So it's something that we're taking in stride, and we're just trying to make the most of the opportunity and the situation given to us at the moment.
I see. So I guess you can say that's a silver lining because usually people from Visayas and Mindanao, if they ever wanted to join camp, they'd have to fly all the way to Manila, correct?
Yeah, and we have had people fly all the way from Visayas and Mindanao, which is crazy. But now they don't have to, and we're able to communicate more with them. And we've even opened our ambassador program to
Mhm.
several students from Visayas and Mindanao, which is really great. So we're able to connect more with students from all over the Philippines.
Well, that's amazing. And I hope to all the Bacolodon students watching and all to the Negresanon students watching, please know that there's an opportunity for you right now to study abroad with the help of Camp Philippines. Please spread this with your friends as well. So, moving on to our next question. Are there any unique challenges facing Filipinos studying abroad? Why is a camp support group or camp in general important? I mean, students can just apply independently to these foreign colleges. Why is camp vital in this process?
I mean, obviously anybody can apply abroad, but then it's very difficult to do successfully because there's a gap in resources.
That's true.
Most people wouldn't know that the educational system in the Philippines is different from what's in the US. So they wouldn't recognize the gap and the disparity between what they the way they process applications, the requirements, things like that. So camp's aim is just to educate people. Like if you already have the resources and you know what's going on, then I guess you can definitely apply abroad by yourself. But camp just aims to help those who aren't aware, to educate and to spread the different possibilities that are available by studying abroad. Because you see also study when Filipinos go abroad, it's very hard to find um how should I say this? It can be difficult to find their roots because the culture is
That's
very
true.
different in America, and even the Filipino Americans
Hmm.
have a slightly different culture from Filipinos who come from the Philippines.
Definitely.
So camp really tries to keep in touch. It's been our goal for a while, but we've had a hard time with it. But hopefully with this online thing, where we're able to keep better track of social media and different connections, we'll be able to create a better connections for Filipino students who study abroad. Like for example, myself, I go to NYU, and many of the friends I have in NYU who are Filipinos I met at camp.
Oh, that's nice. So it it also serves as the sort of networking platform to, create a support group wherein Filipinos can still get in touch with their roots, get in touch with what's happening in the country, or essentially share problems that they face together. And are there any specific problems that you've seen so far studying in the US? Like, I mean, there's this whole Black Lives Matter happening right now. Is there any racial prejudice that Filipinos may face when they go abroad, or any um, very minor but somewhat background discrimination? Like, it's not blatant, but more unsystemic or involuntary?
Well, personally, I haven't really experienced any of that because I go to a school which has a very diverse racial community and they're very welcoming. So, regardless of whether you're Asian, American, African American, anything like that, you're very welcome at NYU. So, I've always felt welcomed and like I'm part of a community, even though campus life may be a little bit restricted because of the fact that NYU doesn't exactly have a campus, but
Oh.
I've never felt ostracized by the community. But I do know that in other schools, Filipinos, there have been experiences. Like I've been told that there has been people have been judged for their skin color, things like that. It's
Oh,
crazy. It
wow.
really happens, but as a Filipino community, we have to stick together. We try to keep each other keep each other company, stand as a group. I really feel like that in times of social discomfort, solidarity is what really gets us through.
Yes, that is very true and rings very true right now, especially with what we are currently facing these past few months. So, what differentiates the educational experience one may get studying in other countries versus local universities here? Like you say, there's a gap, for example, in curriculum between America and the Philippines. Is there anything that you want to share with our viewers, examples on how it may be different?
Well, first of all, when you're applying abroad, a lot of them don't readily accept the curriculum we have here. So it's very important that you take standardized tests, which allow them to gauge it on a more standard metric, which is something I had a problem with because I didn't take enough standardized tests. I only took the one standardized test,
The
but then
SATs?
because I'm applying to what the
You mean
SATs, yeah,
yeah,
but because I was applying to a very math heavy major, I probably should have taken the subject specific SATs, which is something I only found out afterwards, after the fact. So experiences like that really opened my eyes to how different and how disadvantaged you can be coming from a different educational background as compared to those who study in the US.
I see. So turns out there's actually subject specific SATs. Now, even I didn't know that there were standardized tests that were just subject specific. So it's something like ESL, for example.
Uh, Yes, I suppose. Well, I didn't have to take an ESL because if you score high enough on the English portion of the SAT, they waive your ESL.
Ah, that's good to know. So
Yeah.
you've mentioned that the coronavirus has had posed challenges for camp in organizing here currently. How about for students that are currently studying internationally, especially in the US? With the COVID-19 coronavirus, the pandemic still rampant across the globe, what will the fall semester look like for international students like you?
Okay, so honestly, I'm not really sure what to expect because NYU itself hasn't really given us any idea of what to expect. They haven't released any statements. They haven't given us any hint as to whether it's going to be completely online or maybe we'll be allowed to come back in person. But many universities abroad have already declared online classes as far as into the spring semester next year, which is kind of wild in my opinion because although coronavirus is a very serious pandemic, to call it all the way until next year is a little bit much, I feel. So, I'm glad that I'm sort of glad that NYU hasn't decided yet to have it online because we don't know what could happen in the future. Like things are changing really fast. So I'm still holding on to hope that maybe I'll be able to return to my beloved campus in the fall. But I wouldn't discourage students from applying abroad because of the coronavirus. Because, personally, if I was in their position right now and my dream was to study abroad, I would have regretted for the rest of my life if I didn't take that chance when I had it. Because now I'm having the time of my life, honestly, studying abroad, and I've had experiences I really wouldn't have gotten here at home. I've had the opportunity to travel around with friends, go to London to take an
Oh,
exchange
that's nice.
semester. It's a really freeing experience, but also very grounding. It helps you to be more independent because you're away from home. It's it's really like forced me to grow up.
I see. And especially in the US where everything is not, just given to you on a silver spoon. You really have to work for things in order to be able to get them. Unlike here where connections usually play a part, there, you really start from scratch.
Yeah, it was a clean slate. I didn't know anyone. I had to make all my friends from the beginning because like here for example, if I ended up going to LaSalle, which was my first choice university here in the Philippines, I would have had my friends from high school. But
Ah,
when I moved to New York, I literally knew no one. It was it was crazy scary when I left the first time, but you know, I really don't regret it.
I see. And that's good to hear that you have no regrets at all. So, when you first moved to the US, did you have any sort of anxiety that you were carrying with you, like fear of missing out or, not being able to socialize or to be able to connect with the people in campus or with the professors or keeping up with the curriculum um, in its entirety?
Separation and social anxiety have always been a really big thing. Like leaving the Philippines, leaving my friends wasn't an easy choice, definitely. Because, college is one of the best times of your life, and maybe before I was always thinking that I'd have that time with those people. And then suddenly I get accepted abroad and that's gone. I'm going abroad. I'm going to make a new life for myself there and I'm going to enjoy it. That's all I thought about. But the anxiety of thinking what if it's different when I come home because people change in college
Yeah.
and what if you're not there for your friends when they need you or they can't be there for you when you need them. It's a terrifying experience honestly, but it's part of life. Something I've learned is that you can't become overly reliant on people to be around because they really won't always be around. And um, yeah, so social anxiety, separation anxiety, it's something that you have to deal with. And, camp really tries to focus on providing a support community abroad for that specific reason
I
that
see.
maybe you won't be able to connect with your friends from back home, but there are definitely Filipino students abroad who you can connect to and be friends with. So that's what camp is trying to promote.
That's great. And it's especially important that when you move to a new place, you have a sort of support group or you have a sort of safe space where you can be yourself and you can express, your frustrations. And so moving forward, we see in your mission that it says its goal is to also inspire young Filipinos to go back home and affect social change. So how is camp achieving that? In what way does camp encourage Filipinos to go back home and affect social change?
Well, I mean, the decision to come back home is entirely up to you. Well, for me personally, I plan to work in the US for a few years
Mhm.
and then come home with the experience that I'll gain from working in top hopefully top companies in the US. But
Definitely,
then
yes.
what we're doing right now, especially during the COVID-19 thing, is that we tried to donate uh, because we don't have a venue this year, right? So what we tried to do is we tried to funnel our funds towards COVID-19 relief efforts.
Oh,
So
that's
this
amazing.
over the past 2 months, we donated around 50,000 to the office of the vice president for
Wow.
the for relief goods, which is I think amazing because that came from the support of the community, the different sponsors. It's been great, and honestly, camp wouldn't exist without the community and the sponsors. So we really have to give thanks to those people.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Community coming together, helping people in need, especially during this pandemic. And now that you've mentioned community, I guess our next question for you is, how does one go about managing a community-based organization? What advice do you have to people who wish to start their own support group abroad, or even their own support group here, vying for an advocacy?
Um, I just want to take this opportunity to say how difficult a time it is right now. So many people are being oppressed. So many communities are having such a difficult time finding their way in the world because of all the racism, all the corruption. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for people to build communities right now. Because, like I said
Definitely.
before, how we go through crisis, calamity is through solidarity. And I think the most important thing when building a community based organization is fostering the solidarity between people with a shared experience or a shared goal. And that's what camp always has been. It's always been about providing people with the opportunity, regardless of what school they came from,
Mhm.
what background they have, what their economic situation is, because it's always been possible. Scholarships exist. Um, Schools do give financial aid. The opportunities are endless. All you have to do is look and work hard towards your goal. So because of that, because of that possibility, camp has been able to grow into this large community of people who have benefited from this system, from being able to work to achieve their dreams based on how hard they work and the time that they put into their application. So what I'm trying to say is, well, a community only exists because there's something to fight for, a reason. And I think there are so many reasons to build communities today,
Yes,
especially with the recent events. So
exactly.
for anybody who wants to build communities, now is the time because we definitely need those communities.
Thank you so much for that answer and for what's that? Calling on to people to build communities to help fight all these certain injustices and these certain challenges that we currently face as a society. And so I guess the last question we just have for you now is, what advice can you give to people who are planning to apply to camp or apply to international universities abroad?
So I guess one thing you could do is follow our Facebook page and our Instagram page. Our Instagram is at camp_ph. We'll be giving updates, and we'll be posting certain resources which will help you apply abroad. And hopefully you guys can also apply to our mentorship program, which is the link is on our Facebook and Instagram pages. So for our mentorship program, we'll be asking you to answer a few questions such as what your dream schools are, your current GPA, and what school you're currently going to, what course you want to take, so that we can evaluate who the best mentor would be for you. Because mentoring is a very personal process, you see. So we believe that these details are important in ensuring that you get the best match. And you know, studying abroad is a big decision. So, as much as I do want people to study abroad, I can't say it's for everyone. So, I want you to
Yeah.
think about it first and decide if this opportunity and risk is something you're willing to take. Um, and then, if you've if even if you're not sure, camp will definitely help you decide. We can talk to you. You can ask us questions, and we'll always be there to clarify your concerns. And you know, what's important is that you make an informed decision, and that's what camp is here for. We're not here to force people to study abroad, but definitely to clarify concerns
Yeah.
and promote the possibility of studying abroad.
That's great to hear that camp is there to guide people, not necessarily coerce. And it's nice to hear as well that the mentorship program takes it on a very personal one-to-one interaction. So for everyone who is looking right now to study abroad, there's Camp Philippines here who's willing to mentor and to help you through the process, as well as give you tips on how to go about, your semesters in an international school and the like. So thank you for having us here with us at TEDx Villamonte.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, we enjoyed it as well. So thank you so much, Bo, for joining me live, and thank you to our audience for tuning in to our exclusive interview with Camp Philippines. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel below so that we may be able to earn funds from the views. And we hope to see you soon. We're doing this live every day. Right, sige. Thank you po. Salamat po.
Salamat.
Yeah, bye po. And thank you to our audience.